everybody together, cross-group participation. I don't know very much about it, but it's a Danganronpa crossover RP thing. As I said, I don't really know much about it. I just know it came out not too long ago, and they're actually almost finished with the first one, and they're planning on doing a second one.
That would be fun.
Also, when we the diversity of everything, like people can join anytime. Like they don't have to take part of. You don't have to take part of the first incident. You can wait till like the next incident after. You can file and join in like on the second incident.
Yeah, if you want to joke around in the underground while everybody's going to find out what's going on with this base, or if you want to go explore Yuka's flower field during the Scarlet Mist incident, there's really no rules as to what you have to do. Gensokyo is a sandbox, and everybody can get make their own little sandcastle.
Show like some ways you can add custom props in.
We can show off a couple of the custom props or show them.
One thing that one of our members, TouhouCon, made for, I believe it was for Adam's birthdays, she would, I believe one of our good friends from Mexico, was a police group called Walfas, which, if you like to hear, was I copied and typed in the PNG, you go to insert image and you just paste it here. You have to have quick up some people to really.
Yeah, you have to, you don't actually have to have it in the same folder, but you have to have downloaded create.swap to be able to use this.
And import, and there's call right there, even though you probably got the eyes and mouth yourself through one of the basic levels, but after that, nobody says it can do.
Yeah. Yeah, they were right. 2 hours is too long for a Walfas panel. I'm running out of things to say.
Questions?
Or hour and 45 minutes.
Really, an hour and 45 minutes? Damn.
I said most everything I need to say, and that's the problem. I need more stuff to say. I should have gotten more videos from you guys.
I swear to God, if you do it. That guy has a question.
He's probably going to do something stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with some of the Walfas made by Japanese creators?
So there are many. Say I am, honestly.
There are many. I mean, it's very minor in Japan, but there are definitely some that I found in Nico.
There are some larger creators of Walfas.
You're a bastard.
Different groups. Oh dear. Yeah, there's various different things from Walfas all over the globe. Like in the group and outside of it, we've had creators from Italy, we've had creators from Mexico, we've had creators from Canada, we've had creators from the United States,
Australia, China, UK,
Germany, Ireland, just everywhere across the globe, we've had people come in and join us in Walfas. And while we might not get a lot of Japanese Walfasers in the groups, there are various Japanese Walfas productions that have gone around. Funnily enough, we actually have seen on Nico Nico, someone has started doing a fan subbing of Diamond in the Rough.
It's
Yeah, we have an American-made Walfas movie that is getting a Japanese fan dubbing. I think there was a Chinese one that just started.
that. You just reminded me.
There is some of
You just reminded me of like in fanfiction.net, there's someone has written Diamond in a Rough fic mixed with mixed with other stuff, and it's no one that was related to us, but they still made that fic.
That is news to me.
I know, it's great.
What?
They made.
Apparently, there is somewhere on the internet there is a Diamond in the Rough X Danganronpa X insanity thing.
It's so great.
I'm gonna have to find that when I get home. Yeah. Speaking of fics, we actually have a fair collection of those ourselves. That's actually how I got into the Walfas community, was admittedly through a bet.
Should I talk about like production?
During one of the Ditter streams, when Spastic was just working on different parts of Ditter, he did a fanfiction riff. Which, if you guys don't know what that is, a fanfiction riffing is a really simple thing. You take a bad fanfiction, you read it out with your friends, and you just make snarky comments as much as you can going through it. I'm trying to think of a really famous bad fic.
There's one that we said, like,
Lost in Gensokyo, I think it was called.
I think I just remember the group which was one's like
Oh God, spell cards.
Which I have not read, and it's probably heard from people I don't want to meet.
Judging from that reaction, I think a couple of you guys have.
Should I talk?
But they take a fic like one of those and just take it, tear it apart, make jokes about it. And that led me into finding Spastic's channel. I just got into Toho. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know what half the characters' names. If you asked me back then, who's this person, showed me a picture of Ringu, I would look at you like you're crazy. And I jumped into the stream, and Spastic was finishing up a riffing. And he said, I dare you guys, I dare anyone to make a better story than this. After reading Lost in Tokyo, I think it was, which we've actually gotten in contact with that fic writer, and he's gotten a lot better since then. But I jumped in and I took it like, okay, that's a challenge, I accept. And with knowledge of Toho that is equal to 0, I wrote a Toho fanfiction. How many of you guys are expecting this to be terrible?
Awkward.
You can actually read it on fanfiction.net. It's called Mind the Gap, which I found out later that is not an original title for Toho fanfiction. But I took it and I gave it to Spastic and Steve-O, who's another admin of the group, and they couldn't find fault in it for a first-time Toho. In fact, Spastic actually liked it so much that after 10 edition is finished, Mind the Gap is getting its own movie. I'm still amazed to this day about that. But that's how I jumped in and made a name for myself in the Walfas community. Leach, you got in through the street.
No, like HTM, I was basically when I was in
Oh,
G5,
right.
I was
We also have various Minecraft shenanigans.
originally one of them, some of the team members were from another Minecraft that I was part of, like I think around springtime 2012 maybe. I can't really remember, but I was like talking to them later on, sometime after I got back from a trip to Alaska, a cruise trip, and I had very good knowledge about the group that was made. One of the admins named Florida was artist. She posted a few of her work in the Skype group there, and I took a look at it and brought her page, and slowly was developing interest in what HTML was when I was talking. He just randomly threw me into the
just created for the first time, and I've been a part of the group since then. Because the U-Haul originally started off as let's have a temporary Skype group to just kind of let everybody talk during the streams, hang out and do whatever. And then it grew into its own thing, which basically made the Walfas station wagon even bigger.
That also demonstrates the power of the internet, how to bring like groups together, even if they're like one start.
Yeah, it literally was just a temporary room to show off, to talk with the stream people. It's amazing how something temporary becomes something so permanent later.
Should I talk about like progress of like how to make one? Should I talk about progress like how to make a Walfas video? Seeing as we
I think we'll show off how to make a comic in just a second and then do the last Q&A and probably cut everybody loose because I'm quickly running out of things to talk about. I found out that there is a lot more time in 2 hours than you think there is. Yeah. Help Me Arian is the tutorial. Generally, when you start on Create on Swift, it starts off with two things. It starts off with Arian popping up on the screen saying, do you need any help? And the old mailing popping up on the screen as well.
Which you can change to any character you want with the options.
Yeah, you can change it to different things through various means. And let's kind of just show off how to make a real simple comic.
Do you want to take it?
Sure, I guess.
my arm. My arms.
Okay. Okay, the simplest way to make a character is, well, actually, I have an idea. Why don't we get some suggestions?
Oh, cool.
Any two characters doing whatever the heck you want.
Let's have Marissa stealing from Alice.
Marissa stealing from Alice? I'm just gonna get various ideas and see which goes together.
Oku and Rin causes some trouble that makes Satori somehow just like go, what are you doing? Yeah, sure.
Can you do that?
That's a good one.
Any other? Mocha stabbing Kanya, that is simple and I can do that in about 2 minutes.
Maybe when Sonic is fighting.
Alright, I think I'm going to show off basic comic making with the stabbing. Of course. Of course. And then we'll move on to a more complicated idea. Okay. Where? Oh. Okay, let me open up Andy's app real quick. There it is.
Oh.
Okay. There's Andy Snaps. These are for his Let's Play project, actually.
One of the Minecraft videos that I'm including.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going
I'm just going to save these on the desktop.
Why are you making it more messy?
Here's pictures. Okay, Moko. And
K.
Kage is the other one.
JK.
I know letters, dude. Okay, Machi.
KA.
Kage. There we go. And what should she be stabbed? Oh, we have so many props.
Stabbed by a falcon. That's
Sensor bar.
sensor bar 2. Use the sensor bar 2.
You don't even want to see all of the props. You just want to get her stabbed, don't you?
Also, there's stuff in the items things that relate to other things. Yeah, as you saw there was a little Mr. Saturn there. There's the TARDIS in there. There's like Daleks in there.
There's Sakya and the Dio pose. Yeah, I thought it was Sakya, but it was just me, Dio.
Shovel.
Shut.
Yep, Shanghai.
Spartan lead.
Oh no, wait, we do have the Horai. It's a hung form. As in like.
From the Alice. Oh man.
Tengu masks, thrones, umbrellas, unzon.
Can we have like stab with
Stabber with Unza.
We can actually. Let me pull out some like. You have that silly head thing. I usually turn that option off. If you click their heads. Actually, there was one really funny thing I know how to do. Settings. That's not. Hotkeys. That's not it either. Options. How do you do that? That was so. There's a way to turn it so that every time you throw the character, you don't have any friction. So they just go.
I think that's already on. I think you could do that already.
Yeah, there's a way to make it go like infinite though. If you double click the character, you bring up a menu that gives you kind of their scale, their rotation.
There's also like precise rotation for if you want to be precise in making comics, and scaling if like you're shooting like a scene in the mountain and Kage is like standing there like a little dot. So yeah.
Okay, let's get some blood and guts going here.
There is actually heart.
Asking for trouble doing that.
Wait, there's the chainsaw. Why do we have the chainsaw?
We honestly, I cannot tell you.
Put a
Don't actually think anybody has made a custom chainsaw problem.
editing. Yeah, there's the shadow with the white eye. Use that one.
Shadow with the white eye?
Yeah.
Oh, you obviously know Walfas a little bit. If you know about that.
There he goes. High 26.
And there is doing it basic. Now let's fancy this up a little bit, shall we?
Background.
Where should this be taking place?
Valkyrie Shrine.
Come out.
How she can eat you again.
You know, you should stop.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a whole lot of different backgrounds,
Cartoony background.
including some rather ridiculously sketchy ones. And I don't mean sketchy as in not looking good, I mean sketchy as in actually sketchy. Like Sketchy Rainbow. Okay. Now, I don't know if this guy has it, but usually to change the arms around, you have to use the basic arms that are here. Somebody released a custom set of like every character's arms in Walfas.
I need that.
Yeah. So the way you generally do arms in a different position is like that. And with the character who has longer hair, it's kind of difficult because you can't put the arm behind them or it goes behind the hair.
There is a way that I was going to say Tom should actually would show that just making other people show that.
This thing's about to die. This thing's about to die.
What?
This thing's about to die.
Okay. Our camera is just about done, so we're probably just about done here too. Well, it was a learning experience this now. Here's a little trick that a lot of people in the Walfas community tend to use that it makes a comic
I'm going backwards.
a lot better looking than just
so sorry, but they're.
Yes, they are. Targeted drone for making areas transplant.
There we go, charging.
And you can angle different things by just doing different things. You can resize them, like so. They get really tiny, so it looks like a tiny rocker. I'm actually a fairly slow comic maker.
Oh god, he looks like a skull.
Take a comic idea like this and make it into a comic in about 10 years. And just a little bit of psychotic color. And you see how easy that ends up being. I mean, you can make pretty much anything out of this. And with that, you just press space to get rid of everything. And
Forgot about that noise.
yeah.
Oh, it scared me.
And all you gotta do is take whatever snacks you make, whatever in the comic, or whatever in the paint editing program, and you're done. There's your comic. Or if you're like me, you put it into Photoshop and go absolutely batshit with the different like editing effects and stuff. I should have brought one of the more edited comics that I've made.
So they show like make that into a postcard. Any final questions for us? TJ, Leisure, or myself? Anything at all you would like to ask? Yeah. I really wish I knew. No. I think it's a joke on like waffles or something.
Yeah.
But I personally don't know. Someone else in the group probably does, and by the time I just chill out for the night, I'm probably gonna bring that up to somebody and have someone make a comic about it. Because I have no idea why.
Like the history, like the history of why it's called Walfas, and just an intricate, like freaking the War of 1957.
Yeah. Yeah, there's gravity well, you can make it.
Grouchy Ramu, show off Grouchy Ramu.
And is there any final questions before I do the final thing you can do here? The cloning capsule is if you take a character and double click them, you can get a DNA for them. sorry, show DNA. You can get their DNA, which this is how we keep all of our custom characters in line. Is you take the DNA, you cut it, you pull up a clone capsule, you pop the DNA in, I click in the wrong place, hit enter, and it's another copy.
Of course, there's also made custom.
There are custom props and custom characters that different people make, like mine. If anybody here is a fan of Artix Entertainment stuff, my character generally uses the Soul Weaver custom armor that I had my friend make. And then there is the hack sign if you just plain can lose. But, or as we call it, Scratchy Rain. Okay. Hack sign, burning. And that pretty much deletes all the characters on screen. I can't tell you how many people I have actually told to do that and then made them lose about 10 minutes worth of work with it.
Wow.
Thankfully, generally people back up their stuff before they do anything. But you can do this by save scene.
Yes. Okay.
And then you can just open it back up again.
Once this is over, we have a 30-minute break.
So, if there are any more questions,
I know you've shown a lot of Toho stuff with Walfas, but is there any other templates?
oh right, I knew I was forgetting something. Walfas is not simply Toho. It can expand much farther on. Just like we have different projects besides Walfas, we have much larger projects that aren't Toho. Like one of the biggest.
The show was actually a powerful from ways we went.
Yeah. Which we've had various comics spanning video games, other series.
Is it possible to make templates?
Yes.
Yes, you can actually entirely create your own character. Like we said earlier, with the new character, you can change everything about them.
And there's
You
also
can change their eyes, their mouth, their hair, their everything.
and colorize
You
it.
can
Say
change the hair color. Say I like Chen's hairstyle, but I don't like the color. I can just, that's the wrong button. I can just go here and blah, 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 now it's green.
ish,
Blah, 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 now it's blue.
and you can.
And thus, that's an entirely new character.
How do you create like weapons or props?
People.
Most of the time, if you're going to create a custom weapon or